Good morning, everyone. My name's Elaine, and I'm a member of Christ Central. The reading today is from Hebrews chapter 10, verses 32 to 39, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation. It is a terrible thing to fall into the hands of the living God. Think back on those early days when you first learned about Christ. Remember how you remained faithful even though it meant terrible suffering. Sometimes you were exposed to public ridicule and were beaten, and sometimes you helped others who were suffering the same things. You suffered along with those who were thrown into jail, and when all you owned was taken from you, you accepted it with joy. You knew there were better things waiting for you that will last forever. So do not throw away this confident trust in the Lord. Remember the great reward it brings you. Patient endurance is what you need now, so that you will continue to do God's will. Then you will receive all that He has promised. For in just a little while, the coming one will come and not delay, and my righteous ones will live by faith. But I will take no pleasure in anyone who turns away. But we are not like those who turn away from God to their own destruction. We are the faithful ones whose souls will be saved. So, in this passage, Hebrews is encouraging believers to persevere in their Christian faith when they're facing persecution and pressure. I've lived in the United Kingdom all my life, first of all in Scotland and then in the southeast of England. I've never been persecuted for my faith. I haven't been tortured or thrown in jail. I haven't had my family torn from me. I haven't had all my possessions taken from me. But for so many people in other countries, even people in this country who maybe come from a different background, it is so real, and they do have everything stripped away from them, and they are persecuted for their faith. Jesus promises us an abundant life, but not a trouble-free life. He says in John 33, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." We don't often think of suffering as a good thing. We can question our faith if we suffer. We can question if God is real, if he is really there. But suffering can build our character and our patience and our endurance. During times of great stress, we may feel God's presence more clearly. Knowing that Jesus is with us in our suffering and that he will return one day to put an end to all pain helps us to grow in our faith and our relationship with him. In Romans 5, verses 3 and 4, it says, "We also glory in our sufferings because we know that suffering produces perseverance, perseverance character, and character hope." The Bible gives us a clear choice between two life destinations or two life directions. Life often forks out in different directions, and it's better to take the higher road, even though it looks more difficult and treacherous. That road can look really steep. It could get steeper as we're going on it in places. The climb takes a toll on your energy, and it can get lonely. Not many people are on it, but there may be more than you imagined, and some may be there because of your example to them. Despite its dangers, the higher road is bound for the peak, and if you get there, the views will be amazing. A few years ago, I walked coast to coast from St Bees in Cumbria to Robin Hood's Bay in North Yorkshire. It was 192 miles, and it was tough going in parts. For some people who know me, they know that I really struggle climbing hills and mountains. But I knew that I had to keep going. I had to keep persevering and believing that, if I took things at my own pace, I would get there. And I did eventually. And the views were just amazing. So it was well worth sticking on that path. To reach the peak and just see these amazing views is just incredible. And that's what the Christian walk can be like. When you're tempted to falter in your faith or turn back from following Christ, you must keep focused on what he has done for you and what he offers you in the future. Then keep climbing, remaining steadfast and holding firm. Jesus predicted that his followers would be persecuted by those who hated him. Matthew 10 verses 22 says, "You will be hated by everyone because of me, but the one who stands firm in the end will be saved." In the midst of terrible persecution, they could hope knowing that salvation was theirs. Times of trial can often serve to sift true Christians from false or fair weather Christians. If you're ever pressured to give up and turn your back on Christ, remember the benefits of standing firm and continue to list. Patient endurance is not a way to be saved, but the evidence that you are really committed to Jesus. And I know we all face trials at times, we all face suffering, but it's so important to just keep focused on Jesus and he will bring us through. Just keep focusing one step at a time and he will bring us through. And the views at the top will be absolutely amazing. Thank you.